How long do you plan to keep your truck? Around here, we keep them for a long time. This is a sunny December day here in Brenham, Texas. We're halfway between Houston and Austin. And as you can see, this 2019 Chevy Silverado came in pretty rough, and that's because it's used every day. And the customer also has a dog that loyally goes everywhere with him. So you can see here on the interior, there is plenty of We unfortunately did not get the video of the wash happening, and I love to show you the wash because it involves quite a few steps, and one of the steps is the iron removing step. That means fallout and debris that gets embedded into the paint. We extract it with a smelly but effective chemical. What you're looking at here is the paint all taped off, and the reason that we put this blue tape all along the edges is because once we buff it, we don't want to cause any abrasion on anything except for the paint surface is what we want to be polishing up. So we protect any plastic, any chrome, everything that can get damaged. We have a light on the paint here so that you can see the amount of, I can't even say micro marring. There's just scratches all over this car. It's not brand new, it's a 2019. Our technician is using a 1500 grit compound to do a one-step correction on it. That means we are going to eliminate a lot of scratches and not all of them. Since this is a daily driver, the customer was completely fine with that. Also, what you're looking at here is one of our Black Friday specials. Now that only comes once a year, and what is it? It is specifically a one-step polish that's included. As usual, we might have gone just a little bit above that, especially on some of the problem areas, but he got all of the car painted with a 5-year ceramic coating, and what we promised for improvement on the paint clarity was a 70% improvement. Usually we're shooting for 90%, but this is all going to depend on what the condition of the paint is when you bring it in. So we always aim to give you realistic expectations. Yes, that is me, the face behind the voice. We're all finished polishing and at the phase where we are about to ceramic coat. So off comes all the tape because we're going to ceramic coat just about every surface that you see on the paint. If you are to examine this video up extremely close, you are going to see, given the age and the amount of correction that we did, you will still see a little bit of scratches. Remember, I told you that we did get this clear with the customer, that the level of correction we were going to do on this daily driver. So what if you're considering doing this yourself? Can you? The answer is absolutely yes. Can you learn just from YouTube videos? I don't know. So if you are going to take on a job like this yourself, I'd say use a practice car, something that you really don't mind if you mess it up. It's going to be pretty tough to burn the paint with a dual action, which is what you saw in all the video. Really, it would be like a wool pad or a rotary that you really have to be careful with because they can burn your paint. And when I say burn, what we mean is go all the way through the clear, exposing the paint underneath the clear coat. If that happens, you're looking at repainting your car. So we highly recommend this is something that you leave to the professionals unless you have a good amount of experience with this. And if you have somebody who says they know how, I sure would want to see some of their work. Don't just take their word for it, because the very last thing that you want is to have a mediocre correction done and then the ceramic coating put on top of that. As you can see here, our technician is applying the coating, and once we put this liquid coat onto the paint, it is locking in the condition. It dries harder than your existing clear coat. So if you have someone do a mediocre, I'm using a nice word when I say mediocre, job correcting, you could end up with what we call holograph marks, which is if you look at your paint in the sunlight in different angles, all of a sudden you see all these up and down swirly marks. You do not want a correction like that, because after you apply the coating, that stuff is on there. And ceramic coatings are so fabulous because they cannot come off easily. The way to get them off is with abrasion. Chemicals won't typically get it off. So that's why they give you the protection from bug guts, from bird poop. And you want to be sure that what is being sealed in is a surface that is to your satisfaction, a paint correction that you're happy with, whether it's a showroom perfect 100% shiny finish or what we've got here, a 70% correction, and you are so happy because now you know your car is going to be looking good for 10 years. This customer knows he's going to keep this truck for at least 10 more years. So here we are at delivery day. Let's see what the customer has to say. Right. Oh, remind me where you got our name from.
You got your name or just by driving by here all the time.
Oh, okay. So no recommendation or...
No.
Wow.
Well, the guy that used to work at Bluebell's name, he had a little Telsa I did for him probably a couple of years ago.
I know who that is, yes.
And he was telling me about it one day.
Uh-huh.
A friend of mine had his pickup down in Austin, a place like this. And him and my wife used to work together. So we kind of asked him a few questions about it.
Yeah. And so then what made you want a coating for your truck?
Well, this friend of mine who had his done in Austin told me kind of what it, he said, you know, you get through that, you can virtually just, when you wash, everything comes off easy, all your bugs and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not one of these to wash my truck every week or, you know, every other day like some of these people. And you just come by here one day and check it out. So
How do you think it looks?
it looks good.
But when you do wash it, it's going to be a lot easier and it's going to shine like that. Really, really shiny. So congratulations. And thanks for using us.
All right. If somebody asks me, I will pass the word on.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All right.